Hey everyone, how is everyone doing on this Tuesday night? Tuesday 2024, December 3rd. I was just finishing up some work. We got a lot of work, which is good. Keeps us busy, brings the money in, pays for the dough, brings the dough, pays, bread and butter. And I was just listening to Joe Rogan's podcast, and this guy Mike Benz, I had no fucking idea what they were talking about. To be honest with you, I know. I mean, I kind of know they were talking about like internet censorship, and all that in the Trump era, right? The first Trump era. And my wife was just on the phone. I think she went back to sleep. And I think there was a lot of censorship of some of the internet was going on back in 2016. Remember, I think. Again, I had no freaking idea what exactly they were talking about. They were going in deep into some fucking conversation about government files and blah 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 blah, right? And and then I was thinking about, how Joe Biden, our current president, who has like dementia and all that, right? Who has just pardoned his son, who is like a coke and crackhead, right? I think he bought a gun while he was under the influence of drugs. Is that what it is? I have no fucking idea. So he pardons him. So this is a big deal now, right? I don't want to talk about politics, but isn't that like a fucking banana republic thing? That, instead of letting the judicial system, all right, in the justice system, handle that case, basically a president who's a father pardons his own son. It's what the fuck? I mean, this happens in a country like Pakistan, or like maybe India, or all these other, maybe South American countries, right? It's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable. Um, and then didn't I say that that this administration? I mean, without getting political, I'm sorry, I apologize. This administration, on their way out the fucking door, instead of trying to stop these fucking wars they are trying to instigate, at the last fucking minute, you know and and given the fact, and we all know this, and we all for peace in the whole fucking world, all right? I mean, that those wars don't affect me directly, but obviously it's my fucking taxpayer money, right? And so we have this fucking $35 trillion budget, and these people are just basically giving money away, keeping the fucking war machine going. It's unfucking believable. All right, that's all. That's fucking all I wanted to say. All right, on that topic. They were talking about, I mean, Joe Rogan and this guy. The government censorship, and how left and right and how these fucking tribalistic people and the media. The CNN is leftist. Fucking yeah, Fox News is right, and there's nothing in the fucking middle. MSNBC is the fucking leftist, right? What the fuck, dude? All right. I don't want to fucking talk about politics. All right, let's just talk about something else. All right. So how was your Thanksgiving? Mine wasn't good. I felt like I became some sort of a victim of a fucking political witch hunt. To be honest with you, and And I don't want to go into fucking details, but I just, I was just like, I remember I was telling you guys, okay, nobody has invited me except for my good friend of mine. I should have actually gone with him, but I wanted to see the guys from mountains, and that just made me fucking, I don't know, fucking idea. I had no ideas. Out of the fucking blue, something came up, right? And I'm like, fuck that, and I had already made up, my mind to go to, fucking Stop and Shop right here in Jersey City, near Bayonne, that strip mall. And I had already bought, the Japanese ramen. I had bought some fucking chicken wings, and I was gonna make that. And then, that just ruined my fucking day and my fucking night, Uh, Somebody says something to you out of the fucking blue, and it's like, oh my fucking god, dude, really? Like 8 years ago? Like, what did I do? Oh my fucking god. I'm not saying that, anything bad, but I'm just saying, people, I don't know, man. I mean, see, here's the thing, right? First of all, nothing has happened, and then on top of that, maybe I said something to somebody right at that time. I have no fucking idea. I don't want to name the fucking names, but if you don't have forgiveness in your fucking blood, all right, which I feel like, I feel like, listen, man, if people don't want to forgive me and they want to keep the animosity just because I said something to them like months and years ago, right? Not anything like really really bad, or it's not like we fought or something, or something really bad happened. We are not. I mean, I'm not a fucking angel. I've never was. I will never be. All right. I'm a fallible human being. I have my own, emotions and mistakes. I have made in the past. I say this all the time, and I get it. Nobody is a fucking angel. But some people, you know, it's like, okay, you don't want to forgive me. Fine. You know what? That's your own fucking personality, and I wish you the best of luck. All right, I wish you the fucking best of luck in your, you know, in your present life, in your future endeavors and whatnot. Right? That's it. So that's it. And I am, I know I've gone through. I mean, I'm the one who actually has gone through so much, especially living fucking alone. You know, for yes, for my own making, and not only my own making, because I couldn't find anyone, all these fucking years. And I'm not in the same, I'm not, I'm not the only person in this fucking boat. There are so many, including some of my close friends. You think it's easy to like fucking live a life alone, for years and years, and then you go through these all these fucking hoops, and you're afraid whether you're going to get your citizenship, whether whatever, money not coming in, and all kinds of happenings, and then on top of that, fucking COVID happens, right? And COVID actually, again, I don't want to fucking exhume the old fucking graves of COVID, but COVID actually has affected us who were actually living alone. We were already living alone, right? Yeah, I had a girlfriend, but for most part, I was just living fucking alone, and I couldn't see my sister, and that actually psychological trauma, and then after 9/11, we were. I'm not saying I don't want to go on about that fucking subject. Yeah, that has also impacted our lives. Being from a country like Pakistan, for most part, I didn't give a fuck. I was going out and just having good time. But then it gets to a point. Oh, okay, man. I mean, what's your end goal here by having a good time every fucking weekend, being in Manhattan? I'm talking about when I was in my early 30s, right? And then you have to, then you're looking for somebody, right? But then the dating scene up here in New York, and especially New York City, is so fucking bad. unless you are like in your 20s, and you are an extremely good looking guy or good looking woman, and then maybe or our money and all that, right? And yeah, confidence too. But then, people up here have this fucking either inferiority complex or fucking, what do you call superiority complex? Oh, I'm better than him. I'm better than her. She's whatever the fuck, right? Or he's not that good looking. Oh my god, he's too short. Oh my god, he doesn't work for fucking hedge fund. He doesn't get fucking $30,000 bonuses every 6 months, right? Or she's like 6 out of 10. Fucking god, there's no compromise. And you gotta be nice. Some people just look for like fucking, it's like a gold diggers. I feel like, that fucking just sort of also like all that fucking scene. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm so glad because I have a caring and loving, beautiful wife, and hopefully she'll be here soon. But it's a fucking hassle, it's a hassle. And if and and at some point in time you feel like, I mean, what am I doing here? What the fuck am I doing here? Just like living alone like a fucking lunatic, and all those factors I just talked about, all those fucking factors, all right. And uh and uh and yeah, that's it. I mean, the suffering, who said that? The Buddha said that the life is a fucking suffering, man. you know it's a struggle and a suffering. As soon as you open your eyes into this world, the first principle that should be ingrained upon you, blessed by the fucking aliens, is listen, remember. Somebody basically, as soon as you are fucking born out of your mother's womb, right, into this fucking world, you start crying. Somebody basically from another fucking dimensions tell you, listen, man, or lady, or whatever, forget the other genders, all right? Remember that this world is a fucking struggle and suffering, all right? So that's your fucking base, all right? If that's your base, so anything you do better first for yourself is better than that fucking, what do you call, base, right? So don't do anything that fucks up that base, and then you become what you also become again. You become this superior person. You feel like you are better than others, or you are, and then sometimes you fall into some fucking abyss, and you feel like you are actually worse than others, right? Or you feel like you're a piece of shit. You are neither. All right? You are neither. You are who you are. All right? And again, I'm sorry, if I said something in my anger, or at that moment, because I don't fucking hold grudges against people. I don't give it, because I'll just get it out of my fucking chest, and yeah, again, I have to learn the first principle, right? If life is a struggle and fucking suffering, then shouldn't you be a little more grateful for not having the suffering, and then the what do you call, the struggles, yeah, struggle. Life is a struggle. I'm still alone waiting for my wife, at the age of 51, and and then I'm under fucking government debt because I was paying fucking 3 rents during COVID. I was paying thousands of dollars for a fucking empty office for months and months in Manhattan, you know and that was just giving me depression and anxiety, and there was no money coming in. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm just okay. I'm not justifying my anger and my not having filters. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize. And I'm the most forgiving, and and whatever I say in the moment. And then yeah, again, I'm sorry. Am I going to turn this podcast into some sort of apology? Fucking rant. Um, and then sometimes I feel like, okay, so I mean, how about okay, people may not have said something in front of my fucking face, but there's what how about people who actually stab you in the fucking back, right? See, I don't believe in that, because again, my reaction is like, in the moment, and I don't give a fuck the rest, right? The rest of the time. So in any case, all right. So that was my fucking rant on. I'm like, holy shit, man, this is like a fucking exhuming the fucking what do you call the memories, right? The memory grave, or whatever the fuck it is, right? And uh, remember, this world is not a forgiving world, okay? And also remember that people have different personalities. Different people have different personalities, and you gotta choose your friends and who you hang out with, and I somehow had basically isolated myself for years and years and years, because somehow I didn't trust anyone, including having just close, like, even like, you know friends, like, guy friends. Although I did have one or two close guy friends. I'm talking about back in the days, but it was just like, 'cause I was just in the fucking isolation, for most part, and and life just fucks you up, man. Fucks you over sometimes. You feel like, and and then what the fuck do? You just basically just sit home and just not go out and just not do anything, if you're single and living alone. No, you should basically follow your instincts. Don't hurt other people, all right? Don't hurt other people's feelings for no reason. And if you do, and you will, because this is the world, people make mistakes, and just say I'm sorry, all right? So that's the law of the land. Um, and I mean, there's only forgiveness, I think, for us humans, is imagine people who actually commit some real heinous fucking crimes and all that, right? uh even for them, I think there's a forgiveness through some, I'm not talking about some sort of a god figure or something, but I think, I'm trying to remember. I mean, I'm not saying that I have done any fucking heinous crimes. I haven't fucking robbed anyone, or shot anyone, or any of that. But I'm saying that through my loneliness and all that, and then in years and years, and especially what happened with COVID, I was like, what the fuck is this? And then at some point in time, I remember I was saying on my one of my podcasts previously that maybe I would just resort myself to some sort of being a monk, and join a join a Buddha group and just follow, that path, and just engage in this world minimally, you can do that, and I've said this many times in my podcast. But then the problem is that you'll always have that, what do you call, um, in your subconscious, that you'll always have that sort of regret, that unfulfillment, right? Unfulfillment of life. Or maybe, you want to be a Buddha, or you want to be like a follower of a Buddha, or you want to be a monk, or you want to be some sort of a, what do you call, someone who basically is just going to follow some sort of a path other than the worldly path. Are you sure that you can actually uh, overpass all your desires and all your fucking needs, and and give up on finding someone, and give up on maybe having a kid, and just all the other worldly things, and just have the minimal interaction with life, and worldly material life, right? That's a very hard thing. You have to be really, really grounded to do something like that. Because then I realized, because COVID really made me really, 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 really lonely, to be honest with you. And I'm pretty sure many of you feel that way. And hopefully, nothing like that happens again. Fuck that, dude. And I, and I wish, I mean, really, what we, are many of us who have actually lived alone for a long time. I wish you all my best of love, and my new luck and wishes. You deserve the life in this fucking world, so do not compromise on things that you want to do in a positive way. All right. If you want to have a relationship, find it. If you need to move, fuck this place, move. You know, Trust me, this country is too big. Too big to fail, sir. Well, I mean, financially, it has failed many times. I mean, starting with the fucking Great Depression, remember? 1930s. Speaking of which, hopefully it's not a fucking repetition, because now it's the roaring fucking 20s. And then comes 2030, and the hell goes down, right? Uh, Hopefully not. But what I'm saying is that you deserve the world, and you should pursue your fucking whatever, financially or career, or because I think a lot of times we just don't do it. We feel like that the world actually has made us lonely, and maybe this world is not for me. Because sometimes I go in that fucking depressive mode, and I feel like maybe this world was not for me, and I'm just dragging my life here, or for many years, and then fucking COVID happens, right? And I'm like, dude, fuck this. But what I'm saying, okay, so I'm jumping from one topic to the other. I'm sorry, I apologize. But um, again, you deserve the fucking world, and I hope and I wish that you have that fucking world. All right, every one of you should basically be able to live your lives with some degree of satisfaction and happiness, and that's the most important thing. And also the life balance, because in this fucking Western world, doesn't matter which world, Eastern world, in the mountains where I come from, same shit. There's no balance of, like, personal life. work and the family time, well, if you don't even have a family, then what's, I mean, and you want to have a family, but you can't have, they're not here for whatever reason, immigration, or, for example, in my case, and you just have to wait and wait and wait, and it's just like, and then at some point in time, you become so frustrated. Frustration, can turn into fucking whatever else, right? So just make sure that doesn't happen, because this world, and especially for us, like if you see, we're waiting for our loved ones for years and years, and people just walk through the fucking southern border. Not only that, and then we are giving them through the fucking taxpayer dollars, we're giving them green cards and fucking shell hotels, and even like fucking credit cards or debit cards, right? And I'm like, what the fuck, you know and that's not cool, that's not cool. And if life was so easy for some people, and I don't want to compare myself to others, but for some people life is a little easier, all right, for whatever circumstances, our luck, our their good looks, are whatever, right? uh but for many of us it's not. We just have to fucking keep struggling, keep fucking struggling, and and such is fucking life, all right. But some people, some people actually, maybe because they go through some real shit in their life, right? Let's say, hopefully nobody has to go through some something like that, like a health issue, or they get into a fucking car accident or some shit, right? Or whatever, or they lose a loved one, or some tragedy happens, it's something like that can actually change your life. I can understand that, but to be grounded, to be really grounded in this world, it's not easy. So many fucking things can make you worked up. And I have a lot of emotion. I'm an emotional human being, because you were born Pisces, sir. I don't know, man. I don't fucking believe in that, astronomy. I mean, astrology. Astronomy, of course, I believe in. But what's the point I'm trying to make here? All right, so the point I'm trying to make here is that you take a lot of deep breaths and you just keep living your life. Try to achieve whatever goals you want to achieve. I'm telling myself, I'm not basically preaching to any other choir, all right? And if you want to pursue a life of a Buddha or something. Oh, this is what I wanted to say, all right? So at that moment right after COVID, and I had, I took a fucking, because I went through a lot of like fucking, bad, like, not, I mean, like personal, like I basically isolated myself over and over, and that just affected my health and all that, just drinking fucking whatever, right? And then I took a break from that, and then I was in my old apartment, rental here in Jersey City, and I just came from work, feeling like a cog in the wheel, and before my routine and rituals, I was just lying on the couch, and then this feeling occurred to me that maybe maybe this is my fucking destiny, is that I'm just supposed to live this life the way it is, being a cog in the wheel, go to work, have your breakfast, whatever, come back. If you go out, then go out. If not, just living this lonely life, isolation, whatever, right? And then just like it made me basically somehow cry, because like, I'm like, why? Well, I mean, why? What have I done that this life has fucking given me so much pain? I feel like, at that fucking moment, and then and then at that also split second, and that's the thought that came into my mind that, yeah, if this is the life I'm going to live, then I'm going to have to find some other, what do you call, a way of just engaging myself minimally with this world, and if I have to basically just live my life alone, that thought just, I think, made me sort of like cry, and then at that moment I heard a voice within inside me, and I'm not trying to say that that was a moment where I heard the voice of some sort of a god or some alien entity, which said to me, or maybe it was my own fucking subconscious thought within my own fucking head, right? Remember, Naeem, I'm always with you. No matter what, I'm always with you. All right? That just clicked something in my fucking mind. But then I went into the bathroom and then I cried again. I'm like, what? So I'm talking about 2021, and the year after fucking COVID, and somehow then I basically just pulled myself out, and I'm like, I gotta leave. I mean, first thing that obviously occurred to me was that I gotta, yeah, I mean, every one of us, first of all, we have to live for ourselves, and live for ourselves, and find some happiness, and etc., etc., right? And then not and then we can basically make other people happy. You can find love and maybe financial success and all that, right? But at that point, I had to take fucking loans, COVID loans, and that was also, even to this day, I feel like maybe I should not have taken those fucking loans. But then how would I fucking pay three rents, man? Three rents, and um, without moaning and bitching, but at that moment, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I will follow some sort of church up a Buddha or whatever, right? And then I think the thought that came into my mind was that, listen, man, you're not strong enough to say, I'm just going to engage minimally and be part of some sort of a group of monks who live minimally, who have some sort of a, what do you call, place where they live in some sort of like convent or whatever, right? And they just follow, they try to find the alien, the god or whatever, and then just forget having a relationship, forget having kids, or forget having whatever else you want to do in this life, and just maybe you just live your life that way. But then the other split second, the thought that clicked in my mind was, no, man, you're not there. It takes a lot of discipline, it takes a lot of courage to do that, because if you do that, and then parallel in your head, you are basically carrying all these regrets and unfulfillments of being miserable in your own head, while acting and posing to others that you are basically following some sort of a spiritual path, while all these thoughts are in your head that, oh man, you know what, maybe I deserve somebody, a caring girlfriend or a wife, and and maybe we could basically start a family, and this and that, right? So that thought just made me think more. Thought made me think more, and then I think I just um I got my citizenship by that time, by the end of 2021, which was good, right? And then I visited mountains after 10 years, actually 20 years, man, 23 or 22 years. And it kind of made me cry, when I got there. I visited my own family, although my parents and my sisters have come here over the years, except for my two other sisters, which I hadn't seen in like 10 years. So when I got there, it just made me cry. And then I went to mountains, it made me cry that I got, I was back after 21 years into the land and the area and the village and the town where I was born, where I kind of grew up, and with my cousins, and school that I went to, and all that jazz. The reminiscing and the nostalgia, all that came back, and sort of like, I got, that just made me emotional. I'm like, man, you deserve, you deserve to live a life that 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 you want to live. And I mean, yeah, maybe you can also somehow follow some sort of a path of salvation, while you want to have a family, and all that. And uh who said that? Because I used to actually keep a book in my phone. It's a PDF. Oh, it's a book by David Diera. David Diera. He's a great author. Every one of you should look it up. He has written a lot of books, and one of his books was The Way of the Superior Man, and I used to keep that. And he said that, and I don't. I mean, I don't read that anymore. I read that like probably 10 times, and I think I got that from his book. His son, his own words, that, listen, you want to become a Buddha, you want to become follow the spiritual path, but you can't do that. You can't overstep these other steps up the ladder. You can't jump from step 2 to 6, meanwhile skipping 3, 4, and 5, which would be, you want to have a wife, or you want to have a girlfriend, you want to have kids, and because that's our primal nature, I think. Because what you are denying is your own existence, your own body, your own biological life, your own biological self. That's our primal nature. Unless you are some sort of a being from another fucking universe, which is, basically you are an alien inside a human body, then that's a different story, right? Which is not the case. How is that possible? How did that happen, sir? Right? And so, yeah, me and my wife, we are trying to, first of all, be together, as many of you, in this fucking brutal world, I would say. But then, for me to say, this brutal world, there are other people who actually are going through some brutality. Now, I'm not talking about fucking, what do you call, uh, heinous crimes and all that, or brutality in terms of like, yeah, we have a fucking war going on where children are dying, right, in Ukraine or fucking, Middle East, and that has always been the case on this fucking planet. This will always uh, be like that, which is unfortunate. It's not only unfortunate, but it's actually sad. Sad that Children of War, wasn't there a movie made? I'm pretty sure many movies were made. I'm pretty sure many books were written, and no children should die because of a fucking war, or a conflict. Uh, because that's just not kosher. That's just not even, what do you call, acceptable. You know. But yeah, I say that, but then what am I doing to actually stop that? I mean, I can't do anything. Um, all I can do is to basically just hold my own fucking horses, and try to live a peaceful life, a peaceful fucking life with some degree of happiness and satisfaction. And I'm sorry, that's like the sciatica in the past 9 months has also just like made me worked up, and I didn't know what to do with it. I still, I go to fucking chiropractic and therapy and stretching and all that 2 times a week. And I was actually talking to one of their I think he's one of the owners or managers at the chiropractic, and I was talking about the PRP, the PRP injection, which is basically the platelet rich plasma, right, which they inject into your spine. And I know Joe Rogan has done that. I think he has some issues with his fucking back, and he said that it really helped him. So I want to do that. I'm going to talk to their nurse practitioner tomorrow, and this is something that I never actually had uh, thought that will happen to me. If anything, I thought I was going to die from a fucking liver disease or something, right? But that's something I really have to work on, because it again, with this fucking winter, it has been actually harder for me. The pain is more, and I can't sleep, and I don't want to take those pills that my surgeon gave me. I'm supposed to take like three of those, right? And even one of those just makes you so fucking sleepy and weird, and because it affects, it targets your nerves. So somehow I have to deal with this one way or the other. And hopefully, it doesn't get into a point of fucking surgery. Hopefully not. So because I've heard really bad things about fucking sciatica. Unfortunately, if you are older, and your bones are already basically deteriorating, after we're 50, they're not getting any better, or even your muscles are everything, and our fucking human body is the biological machine. And and uh, and 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 if I've been playing bad golf for 2.5 years or even more, with bad swings, that doesn't help, right? So yeah, I'm sorry. Sometimes it just that this just alone in itself, and any body pain, any health issue, and I feel like if it was some sort of a muscle issue or something else, right? Other than the fucking nerve pain, because the problem with nerve pain, I think, is and I'm gonna see the surgeon again. I believe in 2 weeks. I think the nerve pain uh, makes you neurotic. Well, not neurotic, but I think it somehow, it changes your thoughts. And because the nerve, for example, I have a fucking pain in my calf, and that fucking pain obviously is what I feel because of the sensing nerve, right? Sensing nerve runs through my leg and then through my spine into my fucking head, right? So that's what I'm worried that it maybe is affecting my fucking mind or brain or something. If I don't deal with this, because it has constant pain and inflammation. All right, without moaning and bitching again about sciatica, nobody should have sciatica. It's not fun. All right. But I got to deal with it. I got to man it up, fucking deal with it, and that's what I have to do. All right, everyone. It's December holiday. Now coming up. I don't know what I'm doing. To be honest with you, I do want to basically spend some time down in Miami, or not Miami, sir. Fuck Miami. I don't like Miami. But maybe Orlando, or maybe Fort Lauderdale. Maybe a month in January. I don't know yet. Hopefully, we'll hear something about my wife's case by then. Because up here is already cold, and you know, since last year, actually, I just started feeling this disdain and fucking sort of. I don't want to use the fucking word hatred for fucking cold. I just don't like the cold anymore. You know, I feel like it's just becoming unbearable for me because it seems like although I'm from mountains and in winters we do get cold weather and all that. And I've been here for 23 years, in fucking New York, New Jersey area, Northeast. But I just feel like I am at that age where I don't want to like bundle up and fucking feel miserable, you know, just walking or and it feels like, to be honest with you, it feels like, somebody, this fucking weather is just taking my freedom to basically walk around naked, sir. No, to just feel free of the fucking layers and all that bullshit. And obviously it doesn't help my bones, my nerves, and I think it comes with the fucking age. And again, I was hoping that my wife would be here earlier so we could make some plans to at least spend some months um, between January and April, you know, down south. And if we could, put this on Airbnb, this apartment on Airbnb, and then just get an Airbnb down there, and then I'll come up here every once in a while if need be, and I'll have my engineers basically go to the sites, right, etc., etc. So in any case, did I turn my podcast into some sort of renting? Well, you always rent, sir. What's new? No, I didn't rent. I mean, these are the fucking realities of life we all deal with, you know. Um, and if you're getting any body pain or if you are having health issues, you need a loved one, because who's going to take care of you? Who's going to take care of, I'm not saying, God forbid, nobody should have to go through any fucking health issues, any other fucking issues in life, to be honest with you, financial, otherwise, anything. But it's part of fucking life. And so what I'm saying is that What I'm saying is that uh, we all are vulnerable, especially old ones. I'm getting old. The fucking bones are creaking over here from fucking 29 degrees. It seems like I think it's going to snow tomorrow here in New York, as I understand from the prediction of the fucking weather, right? Or at least tomorrow is 26 degrees and some fucking flurries are, I think, we're going to have. I don't like snow anymore. I don't like wet and cold. It's the fucking worst. And even your fucking socks are wet, it's like, oh my fucking god. And if there's snow on the ground, and and if it's frozen tundra, you're stepping into that fucking mud of fucking snow and slush, and oh my fucking god, dude. I hate that, Um and and all this is part of life of grand scheme of things, sir. All right, life of grand scheme of fucking thing. All right, so it's already 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna close my podcast. I was watching the as usual. So, by the way, I went out yesterday to watch the game. I watched Sunday and Monday football. I was out with some friends Sunday night and another friend Saturday night. Uh, and I'm like, holy shit, we had that, Thanksgiving weekend, and that also screws up the whole fucking a normal weekend, and then the week, in any case, yeah, you gotta be careful, especially these holidays. It's everybody's happy. Oh, holidays. Oh, it's Christmas time. Oh, it's whatever time. It's Thanksgiving. Oh, hey, come on over, man. Have a drink. Have a fucking tequila margarita. Have a fucking beer, whatever. And then you realize, oh my God, you overdid it with food and drinking and whatever else you were. Your other fucking drugs of choice, right? Whatever. Anything. I only drink fucking Corona, which again I'm hoping to cut down. Um, don't they say that you found love? Oh, so how do you fucking cut down on drinking? Oh, I found love, or something else then. Um, yeah, especially if you're out then with friends and you're having a good time, you're having laughs and you're talking about anything and everything in life, right? So what the fuck I was watching? Oh yeah, so continuing with Yellowstone, I like that show. It's a great show. No bullshit. Set in Montana, pristine. Uh, Rockies, and it just like even just looking at the scenery, you can see the snow peaks in the distance, and then the juniper and all those trees on the slope of those mountains, and it's fucking beautiful, dude. And sometimes I feel jealous. Why am I not in those mountains in summer, not winter? I mean, eventually you can see, right, my shirt, Colorado Rockies. Eventually, I think I want to be out there, and although there's kind of a hike from here, because all my projects, all my clients are here, and if I want to basically just burn the bridges and just like, not burn the bridges, sir, but just, move out to fucking Colorado, then I gotta find work there. I can't just abandon the ship. All right, everyone. So that's my podcast. Is there anything else I missed? I wanted to talk about. I think I talked about well, I mean, I don't want to talk about what I talked about last time in your podcast, but whatever, right? I just talk shit, and rant whatever I have to do, whatever I want to do. It's my life, is my life. What is that fucking song? And I hope, I presume you all are having a great, 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 great week, beginning of December, and blessings from the fucking aliens, whoever, right? And and again, that topic about the aliens, if they are here, or how is that possible? I mean, that's like the topic near and dearest to all of us, I think. I don't know. Maybe we have become the fucking aliens somehow, all right? Unless aliens somehow, from other fucking planets, more advanced ones, they are harvesting our souls. Didn't Bob Lazar say that? The aliens have created humans to harvest their souls. What the fuck, dude? I don't want anybody to harvest any of my parts, whether that be soul or fucking body. All right. Um, but the notion or the idea that you're gonna meet these fucking beings with transmitters on their heads, and they're gonna take you to their ship, and they're gonna somehow hypnotize you and show you other shit, and then you wake up from a dream and you're like, holy shit, I just was in an alien ship. No, you're not in a fucking alien ship. You were just dreaming. All right? You just woke up from a fucking dream. 8 hours. All right? You just slept for like 6 hours straight, without waking. Circadian rhythm, you're supposed to wake every 3 to 4 hours, and you're supposed to go away to sleep. All right? But if you slept for continuously 10 hours, what do you think you are? You're half fucking dead. All right? And that, in that scenario, either you could be in a fucking alien ship, or you could be in some fucking hell or heaven. Who the fuck knows? All right? So that's the whole idea um, about dreams. All right? Some of them are so real. Others are fucking useless. The funny thing is about dreams for me is that all of a sudden you were doing something good, and then it just changes right away to something else, and you are in the middle of a fucking ocean. Like what the fuck, So yeah, weird can be the dreams. Weird can be the dreams. Who said that? Yoda. Doesn't he actually put words before the syllables, or the sentences, nouns before the fucking, what are the other ones? Verbs. All right, everyone. 58 minutes. I'm out. I will see you all next Monday or Tuesday.